actually just to help you visualize what you are writing down while you are balancing it. Okay, so this is very similar to what you can expect in your upcoming test. They give you an equation and they ask you to balance it. So the video that I made yesterday, I drew those little dots to represent the different elements. I'm not going to do it like that now. I want you guys to try and do it without drawing it. If you can't do it without drawing it, then it's fine. Okay, so let's start off first with what are the reactants for this reaction? Sodium and oxygen, okay? And then the product, we call that sodium oxide. Okay? Remember, if it ends with the oxygen, then it's oxide. So sodium oxide. Okay, so let's look at the sodium first. Sodium, how many do we have in the reactants? Only one, right? How many do we have in the products? Two. Does everybody see that? Are you wakker? Where's your book? Okay, then get something out to write this on. He's just going to stare at the plug apparently for the whole period. And staring at the plug. Okay. So we need to fix this. We can't have different numbers of the same element on the two sides. So how do we do that? We put a 2 in front, never at the back or never in our molecule, right? So you put it in front. So do you guys agree? Now they are equal. Sodium 2, sodium 2. Everyone happy? Grade 9s, you do this with a pencil. Okay, so you can write down the equation in a pen, but you balance it with a pencil because you're going to balance it and then go back and rebalance it. Okay, so now we look at the oxygens. How many do we have in our reactants? 2. Nay? That's diatomic, so there's 2 there. How many do we have in our products? It's only 1. Remember, the 2 in front of the oxygen is for the sodium, not for the oxygen. Okay, so how can we change that? How can we fix that? Anyone? Put a 2 in front of that? The sodium oxide, no? Do you guys agree? Because if I put a 2 there, then I have 2. But now you're not done. Now you need to go and check, are the sodiums still balanced? So I'm going back to the sodiums now. Back to the sodiums. How many do I have in my reactants? How many do I have in my reactants? 2. In my reactants, look there. Reactants is on the left-hand side, right? So that's 2. How many do I have in my products? I actually have 2 times 2. Because remember, each molecule has 2 sodiums in it. But now I have 2 of those molecules. Okay, so if I were to draw this, it would have been 1 oxygen with 2 sodiums. But I've got 2 of those molecules. Right? I've got 2 of those molecules. So count the pink ones. How many do I have? 4. Do you guys understand how I got that? I've got 2 molecules and each of those molecules has 2 sodiums in. So I've got 4 there. How can I fix that? I need to change this to, that's why I'm saying do this in pencil, to a 4. And this is what you have to do with every equation that you are balancing. Okay, so now, just to make sure we're fine, let's check everything. How many sodiums do I have before? 4. Do you guys agree? There's 4 of them. This looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just 4 of the loose elements. Okay. How many sodiums do I have after? There I drew them. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many oxygens before? 2, because we have 1 molecule, but that molecule is diatomic. So it consists of 2 oxygens. And how many do I have after? Oxygens. How many oxygens do I have after? No. Oxygen is the blue one. 2. Okay. So do you guys see I have 4 pink dots before, 4 pink dots after? 2 blue dots before, 2 blue dots after, so that one is balanced. Okay, good. So your answer looks like this. Like that. Okay, then the next one. We actually did this one in yesterday's class as well, but it's fine. Copper. How many do I have in my reactants? One. And in my products? How many do I have in my products? Just one. Look there. It's just one of them. Okay? So for now, we're happy with the coppers. Do you agree? One before, one after. Now let's look at the oxygens. How many do I have before? Two, right? We only have one molecule, but there's two oxygens in that molecule. So in total, we have two. How many do I have in my products? Only one. So we need to fix that. Okay? So I'm going to go put a 2 there in front. So now the oxygens are balanced. Okay. But now I have to go back to my coppers. Because now I have one before, but I've got two after. Do you guys see? Because I have two of these molecules. And each of those molecules has one copper in. So in total now I have two coppers in my product. So how can I fix that? This also has to be a 2, so I add a 2 there in front. Remember, you only add in front. Now let's draw this. Copper, copper. See, they're not touching because they're separate. And then oxygen is a diatomic molecule. And then I've got two of the copper oxides. Okay, do you guys see if I split it down the middle? I've got two orange ones before, two orange ones after, two blue ones before, two blue ones after. And count them separately. So these two are separate from one another, so there's two coppers. This is one thing, so there's only one oxygen molecule. And this is two separate ones, so that's why I get that too. Grade 9, is it sort of getting better? Okay, we're not going to get through everything, so then your homework is going to be to go and redo the rest. Make sure. Okay. The third one, calcium plus oxygen is calcium oxide. No? We call that calcium oxide. Let's do calcium. There's one before. How many after? Only one. Only if it was Ca2O, it would have been 2. But there's only one. Okay. Oxygens. How many do we have before? 2. Good job. How many do we have after? Only one. How can we fix that? Yes? Which one is it? A 2 or a 1? A 2. Okay, so now I have 2 of those molecules. Good. Okay, so now the oxygens are balanced. Now I need to go back to the calciums. Calciums, I now have 2 after, right? Because I have 2 of those molecules. So how can I fix that? A 2 there. So 2 calciums before, 2 after. 2 oxygens before, 2 after. Once again, note, I'm not going to go put a 2 in there or something like that. Only before. Okay, then the last one from this exercise. We also did in class, but it's a good one to practice. Okay. Yang menentukan keberangkatan penggunaan yang dari pada diluncurkan doble ID daqui Okay, so how many ions do we have before? Only one. How many do I have after? We have 3 oxygens. We only have 2 ions. Do you agree? The 2 is with the ions. Okay, how can we fix that? Where are we going to put the 2? In front of what? Okay, let's call this 1, 2, 3. Where am I going to put the 2? At 1 or 2 or 3? Who says 1? You're right. Because you have a 2 on both sides. Now we're not going to fight about this. Okay. His book's not even open. Oxygens. You don't even have your book here. Please keep quiet. Okay, oxygens. How many do I have before? 2, right? Because it's 2 oxygens in one molecule. How many do I have after? 3. So now we need to go and look at that. We're going to have to take both of those to 6. The previous ones, the one was 1 and the other one was 2. So I can just multiply the 1 by 2. But now we need to take both of them to 6. So how do I get this and this to 6? In this case, I'm going to have to go and put a 3 there. Because then I have 3 diatomic molecules, which means 3 times 2. Good? And then here, I'm going to have to put a 2 there. Why 2? Because each of these molecules contains 3 oxygens. So if I have 2 of those molecules, then I have 3 plus 3. Good? Okay. So now they're balanced. The oxygens are balanced. Now I need to go back to the ions because I changed this. How many ions do I have now there? How did you get to 4? 2 times 2, right? Because each molecule has 2 in it, and we have 2 of the molecules now. So 2 times 2, 4. So how can I change it over here? Where are we going to put the 4? 4Fe. Good, we put it in front. And now that one is balanced.